English is an important international language. There are between 1 and 2 billion speakers of English around the world. Yet only about 400 million or so are native speakers. That means between 600 million and 1.6 billion people have had to learn English as a foreign language. And there are millions more who are still learning that are not fluent yet. Now, these people are not just learning English for no reason. Many of these people are immigrants and refugees who have come to English-speaking countries for better lives and more opportunities. These people pretty much have to learn English because they now live in a place where most people only speak that one language. There are many others who don't necessarily live in an English-speaking country, but they may rely on being able to speak English for their livelihood. If they can't read, write, listen, or speak English well enough, they may lose their job, or they may not be able to get the job they need, and as a result, may not be able to provide for their family. So the reasons many people have for learning English can often be very important and even life-changing. So why did I give you all of this information? Why are we discussing this? Well, these facts are connected to why we need a new alphabet. To explain, let's break down this sample question and analyze it. When we look at this sentence, it isn't too hard, is it? It's a fairly easy question to read and write, yet we're going to look at how complicated even this simple sentence is, especially for one of those millions of non-native speakers who many times are reliant on being able to learn how to read and write English well and then use it in their everyday life. So let's examine the sentence. Do and new both have this oo sound, yet do has an o and new has EW. They both have a very similar sound yet are spelled completely differently. And none of these letters should represent this oo sound, because it's really a U, isn't it? We has one E, need has two E's. They both have the same sound, yet are spelled differently. Then we look at another E in alphabet. This is an E, and remember the E in new? Again, a completely different sound. The first A is an sound, and the third A from alphabet is the same, but the A at the start of alphabet is an A. Then the PH makes an F sound, which makes literally no sense. And lastly, there's an H in the middle of Y. Now, some people actually do pronounce the H, as in why, but that H sound really comes before the W and not after. It's why, not why. So it still doesn't make much sense to have the H in that place. As you can see, just this one simple sentence is incredibly crazy. Imagine that possibly up to 1.6 billion foreign language students have had to learn and remember all of these illogical differences from scratch. Maybe you yourself are one of those people. We need to simplify written English, not only for the large majority of second language speakers and learners, but also for native speakers, like children and teenagers who struggle with literacy at school, or for adults who were those struggling children and teenagers, who still find it hard to use written English. I'm sure everyone knows at least one person who will freely admit that they're terrible at spelling or struggle to read. We can definitely make it easier for everyone. This new alphabet, the Expressive English alphabet, has been designed so that it's consistent in spelling, easy to read, write, as well as being very logical. I think you'll like what you're about to learn. So welcome to a new era of reading, writing, and typing English expressively.